Hi friends, it's so good to be back here again. Thank you so much for always tuning into my channel. I really appreciate you. Thank you for your love and your support so far. Thank you for all that you do. I really do appreciate you. Yes, and don't forget this is Saffron Media and we are in the business of giving you the latest, the hottest, most reliable and authentic news. So right here and now, we have very interesting news for you to digest. And of course, you know that Nigeria is one of the countries that really suffers electricity. And this is no news because it has always been like this from way back, and it seemed not to be getting better by the day. It rather seemed to be getting worse. And by now, Nigeria should have gotten a very good solution to the issue of power. But irrespective of all that, Nigeria is still one country that still shares electricity to about three other countries. That is Niger Republic, Togo, and Benin Republic. They also share electricity to them. I wonder what kind of a country would share electricity when she cannot even offer her own country electricity. But all the same, this is what NEC has come out to say that these three nations are owing Nigeria about 32.8 billion naira in electricity bills. I guess all of this is really not good to hear because personally, if you ask me, I would say that Nigeria should first take care of herself and ensure that her citizens enjoy full electricity supply before giving out to other nations. But let's see why Togo and Benin Republic and also Niger Republic would owe Nigeria 32.8 billion in electricity bills. These and many more you would enjoy right here. And also, before we get into the details of this, if you haven't subscribed, please ensure you hit the subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up because your thumbs up would mean that you saw this video and you liked it. All right, let us go into the details of this news. Nigeria sells electricity to neighboring countries like Benin Republic, Togo, and Niger. According to the regulatory quarterly reports, Benin Republic and Niger were issued 42.4 billion naira invoice for the electricity purchased from Nigeria in 2019. The Beninois Electricity Community (CEB) and Nigeria Electricity Society did not make any payment for the first, second, and third quarters of the year. They only paid 9.6 billion in the fourth quarter. In the same quarter, the invoices issued to the Ajaokuta Steel Company Limited, designated as a special customer and international customer, CEB/SAKETE and NIGELEC, were 300 million naira and 12.402 billion naira respectively, NEC said. However, only payments of about 31.5 million US dollars, that is 9.618 billion naira, was received from the international customers as part payment of their total outstanding debts. The Nigerian government has continued to engage governments of neighboring countries, benefiting from the export supply to ensure timely payment for the electricity purchased from Nigeria. The challenge of poor remittance has remained a serious concern to the Commission as it is one of the main causes of liquidity crisis facing the Nigeria electricity supply industry. Low remittance adversely affects the ability of NBET to honor its financial obligations to GenCos, while service providers TSP, MO, and NERC struggle with the paucity of funds, impacting their capacity to perform their statutory obligations. The severity of the liquidity challenge in NESI was reflected in the settlement rates of the energy invoices issued by NBET and MO to each of the discourse has highlighted above, as well as the non-payment by the special and international customers. Yes, so that is it, guys, from the Nigeria has always been supplying electricity to these nations, and I think these are some of the things that should be critically looked into, because for a very long time now, Nigeria has always suffered electricity, and up to this very moment, it seems things seem to be getting worse by the day, because if you are in Nigeria, you hardly have electricity, that is power, for about uh, uh, 10 hours in 24 hours. And that is really poor. And that is even in areas that we have more people that, are able to pay for the electricity bills. Even in areas where people do not have enough cash to pay for electricity bills, they stay months without power. And all this shouldn't be so. By this time, Nigeria should have settled on how to get electricity and power supply settled, because it seemed to be getting worse. They don't even have accurate data on how to get. So if Nigeria really want to move forward as regards electricity and power, they should really work more on trying to, cut off from some of these countries where they give electricity supplies to, and focus more on the Nigerian economy, because even those entrepreneurs in Nigeria hardly use electricity to power their work. Most of them use generators, and now it seems everyone is even moving into the era of using a solar and inverter, which in a nation where there's real power supply, there shouldn't be any cause for using generators or using inverters or solar systems. So these are things that should typically be worked on in Nigeria, and it will help the economy of Nigeria to grow. It will help the economy of Nigeria. The GDP of each IGR of each state would grow, because the amount people spend daily on fuel, trying to fuel their generators to work, it's alarming. Because for the whole of, let's say, 9 or 10, 15 hours that you'll be working, you can hardly have electricity supply for only, 2 or 3 hours, which is very, very poor. So all this should be critically looked into and worked on in Nigeria. And with all this, Nigeria is going to move forward. They shouldn't get distracted with, working for. They shouldn't get distracted with working for, or trying to supply electricity to other countries in the name of, they have enough electricity supply. That is why they are sharing or giving electricity. By now, those other nations should be able to generate their own electricity. And if up to this time Nigeria is still, supplying electricity to them, they should look into what they've been doing to their own country. How well have they been able to supply electricity to Nigeria? And how well has Nigeria been able to boost their economy with electricity supply? Everyone works, but yet they use their own money to boost their own businesses. It's not like that in foreign countries. There's power supply 24 hours, and everyone knows how to pay. These are some of the things that Nigeria should really work so hard to achieve. By this time, Nigeria shouldn't be on this level, because a lot of entrepreneurs are really working very hard to generate their own income, and they are doing it well. But the country is not even trying to support these people. And some of the ways the country can support entrepreneurs is by helping the electricity supply in that nation to be stable. Where there's no stable electricity, there's less, work. There's less work, because the time you use in working, you're running helter-skelter to, find electricity to fix one or two things for a customer or for a client. And if you minus the amount of fuel you're going to be using in 24 hours to attend to one customer or two customers, you know you have short by one customer. So you have just one customer to profit from, because whatever you get from the other customer, you've already used it to run your own power in your business hall or in your business entity. So these are the things that should really be looked into. Let us not forget that we can be more, and Nigeria can be the best country ever. It's just for us to put our hands together and ensure that everything works well, especially the issue of electricity. So thank you so much, guys, for staying tuned. I really do appreciate your time so far. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and also don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Have a pleasant time. Bye.